Okay. I was just having fun, yeah. Okay, good morning, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Let me check on our community. We are live. If you can hear me loud and clear, say hello. Let me know where you're joining in from. Okay, in a bit, I'm gonna be bringing in our guests. Let me just take a minute to tell our yard people that we've gone live, yeah, and we're on the move. So hurriedly tell everyone. Okay, I think I'm seeing I'm hearing myself. Hi. Okay, cool. So how are you doing? Happy Easter. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you actually were able to eat right because you had more time, for yourself. Okay, so I hope you're able to do some bodily exercise, attend to your fitness and health goals for the year. It's the beginning of a new quarter. Every quarter is end of every quarter and the beginning of another is a new opportunity to live healthy and reassess yourself and know if you are on the right track with the expectations and the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year. So we are live. You're welcome to the Baby Doll Show. I'm going to bring in our guest just in a minute, but let me do some introductions. For those that are just joining us for the first time, if you can hear me loud and clear, please on the comment section, we are live on Facebook, our Facebook private group. We are also live on our YouTube channel. So wherever you're joining us from, hashtag first timer if this is the first time you're joining the Baby Doll Show, and hashtag rebroadcast if you're watching a rebroadcast. Okay, let me know where you're joining from. My name is Chika Samuels. I am the fertility and lifestyle coach. Okay, today we'll have a very special guest, in our midst, and I'm going to be, looping her in just in a bit. So the Baby Doll Show is a weekly broadcast for those that are interested in fertility improvement and healthier living. Okay, healthier living, that is if you are not procreating anymore, but you just want to be healthy, you want to even be strong enough to take care of the children you've given birth to, you want to live your best life, So in this special Facebook broadcast every week on Tuesday, you have me on this show, and if you can hear me loud and clear, hashtag click the wow button and click the heart button if you can hear me loud and clear, and let me know where you're joining from. I'm going to be engaging in the comment section in a bit. And also as we continue, because we're going to be having a lot of questions, aha moments, because our guest will be coming in with us. She's loaded and she's the best in what she does. Trust me, I don't bring just about anybody on this show. So let me know if you have any questions. Please paste on the comment section what your questions or what area you would like her to shed some light on, or if you need more clarifications on the things that she shared. So whatever is your health or your fitness journey, whichever path you choose to take, be confident that in this show you're getting the holistic picture. Like I told, I just posted in a chat just before the show. I said, if you're meeting with a medical doctor in his or her office, there are structures that the communication and the engagement is going to be laid on. But if you're meeting the same doctor in lunch, over lunch, just like we are having right now on the Baby Doll Show, it is a whole different ball game. all right, and you're going to be learning a lot. So we're bringing on board world leading fertility and health experts. You're going to be having face-to-face chats with them over leading health experts who have your best interest at heart, and they're going to be telling you what you need to know. So if you know someone that is struggling with inflammatory illnesses like endo, fibroids, PCOS, pollins, okay, or regrowing fibroids, okay, or someone that is interested in, knowing how to prevent it. Maybe the person just got married or something. So quickly calling the person, calling your community to join in immediately, because you're going to be getting a lot of value. If you're just joining us today, we are discussing PCOS, IVF, fibroids, endometriosis, generally inflammatory illnesses, their causes, and how you can prevent and get help manage them and help them make the best of the situation, especially if they're trying for a child. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly be just a second be bringing in our guests. Hello. Good afternoon, doctor.
Hello, good afternoon.
Awesome, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. I know that white clothes. I can see that you're joining from your office. Thank you for making up time. I know it was a lot of things to be able to have you make out time. I recall when I told you 1 hour, you'd be like, 1 hour? Do you know how much time that is? Because I know you're at work and there's so much that you're doing. Thank you for making out time. And I can assure
Thank
you that the things you're going to be sharing with us is going to change lives literally, because we've been telling our community that you are going to be on the show. I am a fertility and lifestyle coach. I am not a medical doctor yet, but on this show I bring in the experts, okay, just to resonate, to also be sure that what I'm teaching my community are actually aligned with best practices, and so that if there are areas also that you can bring guidance and more information on, is that opportunity. So you are welcome to the Baby Doll Show. It's so nice to have you here.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining in.
Thank
Okay,
you.
this is Dr. Oyero, Dr. Adebisi Oyero, and she's joining in from Lagos, Nigeria, and she's going to be discussing heart to heart. Like I told you, she's having lunch with us, and she's going to be discussing heart to heart. At my show, I always tell people what I'm eating because I eat a lot. So I have here pears, guys, and grapes, and a glass of water. Okay, so stick around, call your community, share the link. Okay, you can join on Facebook, on YouTube, and you'll be watching us live. Dr. Oyer is my friend and a colleague, and she's one of the handful doctors that are the best in best practices in what they are doing, and she's going to be discussing bordering around inflammatory illnesses. So let's start with the basics, doctor. What are inflammatory illnesses? What are fibroids? What are endometriosis? And what are PCOS? Those are the three common ones, if I'm correct. Then what are their differences? Let's start with the basics. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So fibroid is like a growth in the womb of a woman. So it can be found inside the womb. It can be found on the womb itself too. So depending on the location of the fibroid, but they are benign, meaning that they are not cancerous, and they can grow in anybody, especially people that have not had children in the past, because they are based on hormones. So hormones are the ones that influence the growth of fibroid. Then for endometriosis, it's the lining of the womb where the menstruation comes from. If you find it anywhere outside the lining of the womb, then it is on the ovary is the commonest part that you see it, and we call that endometriosis. It can travel to other parts of the body, but endometriosis is commoner on the ovary. And then you can find it on one side of the ovary, or you find it on the other side of it, or both sides in some women. And then for polycystic ovaries, you usually see it in younger women. They present with, we call it anovulation, and then sometimes irregular menstruation. For those people with irregular menstruation, they can, maybe they say, okay, their menses is not regular every 28 days, so they can sit another maybe 40 days or longer. Some people can even say they didn't see their menses for like 3 months. That's PCOS. Then women would have PCOS. They also have excessive hair on their body. So hair grows on the chin like a man. So they see on the chin, then too much hair on their body. The pattern, some people even have hair on their chest. So we call those ones, we say they have polycystic ovaries. And then when we do a scan for those women, we find that the small cysts around the ovary, and then they are around at the edge of the ovary, called the periphery. So we call it like a pearl. If women have that pearl, that round neck pearl,
Yeah.
so that's how their ovaries have those kind of small dots that look like a
Mm.
pearl. So we call it string pearl appearance on their ovaries. So these are the polycystic ovaries. And those are the three commonest inflammatory diseases that we see in women that can prevent them from getting pregnant. Because if it is fibroids, it can be found inside the womb, which can prevent implantation, and then the woman might not be able to get pregnant.
Mm.
For PCOS, she might not ovulate, meaning there is nothing for the sperm to fertilize. And for
Yeah.
endometriosis, the ovary is already compromised, so there might not be ovulation. And then endometriosis is characterized mainly by pain. The woman
Mm.
will have most pain, like painful menstruation before and during the
Yeah.
menstruation.
Mm.
Those are the major differences. And
Wow.
fibroid can also present with pain too, if depending on the
Mm.
timing and the location of the fibroid.
Awesome, awesome, deep insights, and in fact, it's so clear and it's so relatable. What I mean is, it's very easy from what you have shared for someone to self-diagnose yourself, and
Yes.
to know that these are the common ways to know, because a lot of times, okay, how do I differentiate? How do I know if it's this or if it's that? So you've heard it, you've heard it. The are there other the next question, you have already answered the second question I wanted to ask. So the next question I would like to ask is, one of the questions I often get is, what herbs do I take? What drug do I take? Even when we are running maybe our fertility coaching programs, because what we're doing in the fertility coaching program is bridging the gap between your conventional doctor and self-care. So when people hear about the coaching program, which is a service, is a program, we're coaching you on the right path, especially in diet and lifestyle. And someone is asking, I just want to know the drug to take. What drug do I take for this or that? What will your response be to this?
Hmm. Okay, so I'm a medical doctor. I do not subscribe to herbs because, to start with, we don't know what they are composed of. Some people swear by it that it works, but we are careful because
Mm,
composition is something we don't know, so we don't
mm-hmm,
encourage it. Okay, and then there are medications we can actually use. Some of them are preventive, some of them are supportive. Some people will say, okay, take a supplement. This supplement will help you to get, they will help you to get better, help to reduce the fibroids. We have injections that women can take that can help to reduce the size of the fibroid, but some people might need more active management, especially where fibroid is concerned, and also endometriosis. Endometriosis majorly is pain. I said it's a painful condition. So the woman might need to use more of analgesia, meaning paracetamol. Some people might require stronger ones like diclofenac. Okay. Then for polycystic ovaries, for those women, ovulation is their problem. So they need to take a medication that can help them to bring about ovulation. We call it ovulation induction. So there are some medications that are over the counter that they can be used to induce ovulation. For endometriosis, manage the pain. For fibroid, also manage the pain and reduce the excessive menstruation that they might have, because that's also a problem with fibroids, excessive menstruation. So and if a woman is bleeding too much, she can be prone to having anemia, meaning that she'll be pale. She can have blood loss, and blood loss can result
yeah.
in weakness and other parts. So that kind of woman might need a supplement, especially folic acid and ferrous to help boost her blood.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
but
talk
no harm.
about prevent. Yeah, yeah. Yes, no, no harm. And that is very key. And that's what we discourage. I have a team of medical doctors that I work with, but they would never make any prescription until they have seen your medical history, they have looked at your test and your blood scans and all that. Because I thought it was common knowledge until I found out most people, you have fertility hawkers out there, on the beat to just sell out products. And I always tell people there is no one size fits all. There is no one size fits all in any infertility illness. There is no, oh, this is the drug for fibroids. There's no such thing. Because always, like you mentioned, this is a play of hormones. So you even need to know what hormones are out of balance. It's not just the estrogen. There could also be other players. There could be prolactin. There could be other hormones that are actually disruptive. It might not only be, fibroids that is the issue. There may be other things that, that are playing at the background that needs to be identified, that can only actually be identified when you look at medical histories and when you look at what the person really needs. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. I think that was very, very insightful, and hearing it from from you. Okay, your video. Did you do something? We can't see you. Hello, doctor. Are you there?
I can hear you. Yes, I am.
Yes, but we can't
Sorry.
see you. Your video,
Is it
you
back?
must have put off. Yes, it's back.
Is it back? Okay.
Yes,
Sorry
yes,
about
yes.
that.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about prevention, because we also have people on this show that they are not actively trying for a child right now, but maybe they just got married, and maybe there are also some people that they are planning to get married, and the role of the fertility coach also is prevention, preventing you the pain. What preventive lifestyle is it? First of all, does lifestyle have a role to play in preventing fibroid, PCOS, and endometriosis? And also, if someone has been diagnosed of it, does lifestyle have any role to play in making it better or increasing your chances of conception?
Okay. So, first things first, because we are Africans, there are some things that we are naturally predisposed to, especially fibroids.
Mm,
And then some people have inheritance pattern for the endometriosis and the polycystic ovary. Some people are more
mm,
prone to it. So for people like that, there is basically nothing they can do about getting it. Okay, but when they do get it, there are ways of minimizing the risk to them.
yeah.
So lifestyle,
Mm,
especially modification with eating and maintaining the perfect weight. The perfect weight depends on the person. Yes. So for
mm,
maintaining a good weight, your BMI should be about 18 to 25. If you are more than that, then you start working on it. Your weight must not be too much, because it basically can predispose to all these three.
yeah.
The fatter you are, the more the chances that you're going to get
Mm,
into these things. Even if
mm,
you don't have them naturally, they might develop later. So maintaining
mm,
a good weight is actually important. Another thing that is also important is the diet, what we eat, because fatty food, oily food that you don't have vegetables in it, you don't have
mm,
antioxidants and vitamins inside your food, you are more predisposed to having endometriosis and polycystic ovaries. So we encourage people that eat a balanced diet, include vegetables, include fruits into your
mm,
diet, and maintain a healthy weight. Exercise is also important. Also, avoiding alcohol, because fibroid can be caused by excessive alcohol intake, and also it can worsen symptoms of PCOS and
yeah.
endometriosis. Also, we
Absolutely.
advise women to stay away from caffeine. If you like coffee, reduce your coffee intake, because it can predispose to having these diseases and conditions, fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS. So those are the basic things that you should
Mm,
avoid.
awesome. A lot of time people underestimate the role of lifestyle. A lot of times people are looking at quick fixes. Give me one tablet that will just solve my whole problem in this life, and I don't have to exercise. People belittle the role of self-care a lot, and I'm happy that everything you have shared in answering this question is not about a drug. But you are a medical doctor. You see, it's not about a drug. You're saying, and that is your response. That is your first response, because it has even higher impact for prevention, and it will do a whole lot. And I often tell people, even with the right drugs, if you belittle diet and lifestyle, you will have a longer way to go. And without the right diet and without the right lifestyle, it can even make the right supplements not work effectively, because the metabolism is a wreck, is messed up, it's not, you're not giving attention to the foundation, because I'm a very foundational person. A lot of people say, oh, you've had a baby, you have flat tummy, why are you exercising and all that? I'm exercising because I want to be healthy. Exercise is not, and I'm happy you're sharing it. Exercise is not a chore. Once you keep
No.
seeing it as something you must do, it is not sustainable. So it makes it even, and that is why people have, okay, even after fibroid, there is also even after fibroid surgery, there is a regrowth. because that lifestyle has not become sustainable. They just did it for a while, or the surgery took care of it. Then afterwards, it's regrowing again. And I want you to shed some more light. You mentioned about maintaining a good weight, and one of the faults that we're having out there is because there are a lot of unhealthy people that look slim, and that's what I tell people. There are also a lot of very healthy people that are on the plump side. There are some people you meet on the gym, they are plump, but 1 hour they're on the go and you can't stand it. But there are people that are very frail and very slim and very, curvy and very flat tummy and all that. And they can't rock the stairs. They can't even go around the stairs without panting like they want to die. So what is the role? What do you think about diets, using dieting, to replace exercise? Since it's about losing of weight, I can actually, use dieting. Is there something that exercise does that cannot be replaced by dieting?
All right. So there are different types of exercises you get. Some of them are to tone your muscles. Some of them are to make you fit. Okay. So we have the isometric and then the isotonic type of exercise. So the more you do these things, it keeps your muscles, your body in shape. And then the heart muscle, especially when you exercise, it helps it to pump more blood. That's why sometimes when you're exercising, your blood pressure will just go up, and then your pulse rate will also go up because you're doing something.
Yeah.
And then the more you do that, it prevents what we call fat cells to
Yeah.
stay on those places. So it helps you to burn the fat around the place, increase the activity of the heart, and helps to pump blood to other parts of the body. So exercise is good for your heart. And when you pump blood to the other part of the body, the kidneys can get the blood, the other part of the body can get the blood.
Absolutely.
Function. It functions perfectly. So exercise
Absolutely.
even improves your mood. If you do exercise,
Yeah.
but you feel better. So it releases what we call a feel-good hormone, endorphins. Endorphins will help you feel better, and then you can go about your daily activity in a more agile and friendly manner.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's very apt. It's very apt. It's as if I'm the one talking in a different voice, because this is what I preach. And that is the whole essence of this show. And that's why we're bringing in leading experts. So that sometimes, when you're hearing from someone that does not have the word doctor in front of her name, it seems like you're just preaching to the choir. But when they're hearing the same thing, so it resonates with my narrative, my ideologies, and all that, because these are the things you mentioned. No form of dieting can do that. Because I tell people you need to sweat. You actually need to sweat, because you see some people, it's from AC room to AC car to AC office, no form of even soft walking. And like you mentioned, there is also about we call it targeted exercises in our coaching programs. They have to be targeted, they have to be deliberate. You're not going for the Olympics, so you cannot go for something very vigorous and that will now disrupt conception. On the other hand, you also don't want to be a couch potato where you're just sitting down and just, doing the exercise in your mind. So what you shared is very, very valuable. The feel good hormone. A lot of people are sinking into depression with the post-COVID thing because of lack of community. A lot of people that are trying for children, they don't have anyone to talk to, the pressure at home. So when you exercise, I can so relate to what you said. It makes me feel good. I feel very alive. I feel, and I always tell people, even if you missed it, maybe at the beginning of the year, you said, okay, I'm going to be exercising every day. That might be a long haul for you to do if you are not someone that exercises. You can say, okay, 3 times in a week, start from somewhere. And if for any month you miss it, it's fine. Whenever you wake up to it, pick up from it instead of beating yourself over, oh, I said I'm going to be exercising every day, and this whole week I did not exercise. You're not going to kill yourself. Pick it up. And the beautiful thing, I have also observed, the beautiful thing is that whenever you pick it up, it picks up. Your body picks up from where you stopped, like you did not stop. So instead of just tell me.
Actually, when you've not exercised for a while, your muscles have gone back to where they used to be. So that's why some people experience soreness. Like, oh my God, I'm so sore. You get,
Yeah,
but
especially for high intense exercises. Like maybe if you're routinely doing it, I find that with a lot of people that are routinely doing it with gymnastics. If you have a trainer, you have a routine, so your body is already used to that routine. So if you break that routine, you have to get sore again. But the exercises that we recommend in our coaching program, especially for those that are trying for children, is mostly yoga and bricks walking. So when you break the cycle, yeah, you don't really, it doesn't. Once you wake up to it, you wake up to it. It doesn't, whenever you feel, because a lot of times they feel guilty, oh, I've not exercised this, but it's not a problem. And a lot of time when they pick it up again, it's as if you just took a longer walk. Yes, it kicks right back. It's for those though. I understand what you're saying, and I know when Tyrone, my husband, registered in the gym, when he didn't go, he traveled for a week. By the time he came back, it was as if you were disvirgining the body all over again, because it will be so sore and all that. I can absolutely relate. Thank you so much for sharing. So are there, you've mentioned a lot about vegetables, fruits. Are there particular foods, that foster, fibroids, that help them to grow? Then are there also particular foods that disenable them from regrowing? Because a lot of people, are quick to think, oh, do I need to go for surgery because the size is this? Of course, I'm a fertility coach. What that means is that there are people that, like, we're running the Overcoming Fibroids Challenge. There are fibroid cases that come, and when the medical practitioners look at the scans, they will tell you, you need to go for a surgery. There is no form of supplement or herb or exercise. The first step is that this thing is too big and is obstructing, that we first need to get rid of what is obstructing so that we can now start on a clean state of eating clean. So it's not just about managing the situation. There are situations where surgery is the first point of contact. But why I always tell people that surgery is a quick fix is because if you don't get rid of what caused the need for a surgery, you're going to have to do a third surgery, a second surgery. So are there things really, we're talking about prevention also, things in our food, things in our environment, things in our, in our lifestyle. I know you mentioned quite a bit. You mentioned caffeine, you mentioned alcohol, you mentioned a whole lot, but are there particular foods also that can help, to manage or reduce the risk or stop the growth from enhancing?
Okay, so I mentioned fatty foods. Fatty foods are like the number one causative of most of this.
And these are mostly processed foods, yeah? These are inorganic foods.
And fried foods. The bigger you are, the more prone you have to such infections and such growth in your body.
Yeah.
So number one, stay away from fries, stay away from fatty food. If you must eat something that you like, maybe chicken, how about you grill it? You get
other forms of cooking. Absolutely.
Other forms of cooking, so make it more palatable. You can season it. And sometimes the skin of chicken, we know that it's quite fatty and that of tofu. So remove it before you eat it. You get, especially when you're now advanced in age, 30 and slowing down. And so it's better to increase the intake of good quality food. And then carbohydrates, they are mostly implicated in polycystic ovary syndrome. So women that have PCOS, we tell them that, hey, reduce carbs, because the more carbs she eats, the more prone she has to worsening PCOS. And then because they have insulin resistance, we tell them, okay, stay away from carbs. Not that it's actually not eat carbs, but reduce the frequency.
Watch your portion.
That you consume.
Absolutely.
So
and it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because insulin resistance, carbohydrate, which is quickly spikes your blood sugar, and weight gain. It makes the cycle just go around, and it makes a lot of sense. And and in fact, a lot of times when PCOS, trying parents, first lifestyle we recommend is to hit the road, start some sort of bodily exercise. And a lot of times when they do it consistently, we see the ovulation come back, we see the menstrual cycles become more regular because the insulin is more stable and they're able to manage it, just like you said, with their carbs intake, and also, the metabolism is more in sync, with their blood sugar. It makes a whole lot of sense. Wow, absolutely. Makes a whole lot of sense. Thank you so much. You've shared a whole lot, and I'm so happy that it resonates with my with my narrative. You resonate with what we're sharing, and a lot of the questions I'm sure that they had in their minds have already been answered. And I'm seeing on the chat platform, the questions have already been answered. Because a lot of them are praying for questions for what, and you've answered a whole lot on the things to avoid about the fatty food, processed food, changing, improving your methods of cooking, caffeine intake, it's a whole lot. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of biological sense. Thank you so much for sharing in depth. Thank you so much. So I know you have a very tight schedule, and in fact, spending all these minutes with us is a whole deal, and it's a big deal. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you answer us next time. We'll call you to come and sit with us.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. My team and I are very grateful. Thank you. So I will let you log off right now. I'll let you go right now, and we'll continue with the show. Thank you,
Thank
doctor. Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Okay. I hope you have fun. I hope you got them, and I hope you got action points, things that you have to do. And you see, it resonates with a lot of things that we preach in our coaching programs and in different other parts of our platform. And I'm so glad that you're hearing from, like they say, the horse's mouth. So our Overcoming Fibroids Challenge is right up. Is starting on the 12th of April 2021. Okay, and you need to enroll to show interest. Don't assume that because you and I have discussed your probably your medical brief, or I know about your situation, or your on any of these platforms where we are talking to you from, the challenge is not going to be happening on YouTube or our private Facebook group. It is a very special Overcoming Fibroids Challenge, and it's going to be happening on another private group that is focused on fibroids. So we're going to be zooming, it's a whole lot. I'm telling you, it's a whole lot. We're going to be looking at your blood tests, I'm going to have my medical team looking at your fibroid scans and your blood tests, and we're going to be making the right recommendations that you need. Okay, they're also going to come up with the fertile plan for you. And we're going to be, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I'm telling you, if you're struggling with fibroids or you're having the symptoms we have discussed on this show and we have shared with you in the past, you're having heavy menstrual flow, you're having blood clots, you're having PMS, they are not normal. Okay, these things are not normal. It doesn't matter how long you've been expressing them. Maybe you've been expressing them since puberty. They are not normal. You're having irregular menstrual cycle. You're having heavy periods that are elongating to maybe 6 to 7 days. Okay, you're looking pregnant, but you're not pregnant because the stomach is bulging, and those are fibroid. Those are some of the symptoms of fibroid growth. Okay, and then polyps. If you have any form of inflammatory illness that you're struggling with, you need to enroll. The admin has posted on the group how you can enroll. It's just a token fee of 2,000 naira. If you know someone that needs to enroll, it's just 2,000 naira. Pay for them. I can bet you can go on our platforms and say there is no program, event, challenge that we have had that we did not give the participants more than they thought they would get and more than they paid for. I'm telling you, what we're sharing is in depth, a lot more. You see, the conversation we just had on the Baby Doll show is not something that you could walk into Dr. Davis's office and she's gonna be talking about diet and lifestyle. She's going to be talking about what her medical practitioner and what's the structure of her practice entails. She's not going to be sharing all that she shared on this show if you came into her office. She's talking from her office. She's a very busy woman. But on this show, we're bearing it out for you, and so that you can actually take what we're talking, what we bring to you on the So Precious platforms very seriously, and you give them attention. So to enroll in the Overcoming Fibroids, a 3 days Overcoming Fibroids Challenge, 3 days, power-packed days. I'm telling you, we're going to not just tell you how to manage fibroids, we're going to show you how to get rid of the growth and also reduce the sizes and get the disruptive ones disappear, because they are non-cancerous growths, but they can obstruct conception and wellness. So if fibroid is taking a mess, taking you on a ride and making a mess of your life, you need to, I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot more than what you're paying for. You need to, enroll in this show. So I encourage you to share the link of this broadcast to everyone in your community. You never know. There is some research that shows that at least 3 in every 4 urban adults know someone struggling with fibroids or PCOS or endometriosis. It means it's likely that there are people in your contact list that need to enroll for that fibroids challenge. We're not going to be having it every month. I'm not sure we're going to have it again this year. Yes, our calendar is full back to back. There is so much we need to serve you with this year. So I'm not sure we're going to have this overcoming fibroid challenge again this year. And trust me, this is a whole lot. If you're going to be, dealing with this till the end of the year, till next year, is a whole lot on your biological clock. You don't have that kind of time to waste. So I encourage you to take the right decision now and enroll for the overcoming fibroid challenge. It's 3 powerful days, and you have a lot to gain and nothing to lose. You're going to get more value. You're going to get more insight on why those fibroid growths are regrowing and why you still have them regrowing and why they are making a mess. When you understand the why, it's easier to deal with, and it's easier to ensure that they don't regrow again. Okay, so enroll. The link to enroll is in the chat platform, and we'll be taking a long break. Not saying goodbye. I'll see you next week Tuesday. Okay, and we'll be having more conversation on our PCOS series. Remember, we started the series last 3 weeks. And we'll continue that conversation next week with you. So we'll meet next time. Keep living healthy and keep giving the world your best. And enjoy yourself.